Check. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, another workout, another Friday evening of heavy weights. We are lifting dumbbells, we're lifting kettlebells today, whatever you got around the house that weighs a moderate to significant amount. We're going to be trying to use those weights to get a good workout in today. We will start off with a warm-up first because we are going to go right into the heavy stuff once the workout gets going. No weights needed for the warm-up, just join me here and then we'll get into it in a few minutes. Let's start off with some jumping jacks. The standard go-to warm-up exercise for home workouts. Just got about 10 more jumping jacks here. Now that it's warming up outside, the inside of the gym is starting to warm up as well. It's not as cold as it normally am. All right, then with the jumping jacks, we're gonna do some hand walkouts. So hands to the floor, keep the knees fairly straight, walk out to a plank position, and walk right back in. Touch your toes and walk back out. And repeat. If you want to stand up in between, that's fine. Two more. And one more. All right, left leg forward into a lunge. We're gonna stand up, right knee comes up nice and high. And then kick that leg back into a scale. Reverse it, knee up high. Step back into a lunge. And press back to your standing position. Other side, right leg forward into the lunge. Stand with knee hike. It's called a stork stand. And kick back into a scale or single leg hinge or deadlift. Back to the stork stand. Reverse lunge. Press back to stand. Two more per side, a little bit quicker here. Lunge forward with the left. Knee hike on the right. Scale back. Stand with the knee hike, lunge back, step up, right leg forward, lunge, left knee up, kick back to scale, keep the pelvis square on the scale, knee back up, reverse the lunge, stand up, one more per side, lunge, stork, really drive the knee up, scale, back to stork, reverse lunge, stand up, second side, right leg forward, lunge, stork, woo, scale, stork, reverse lunge, and stand up. Very good. Feet a little bit wider here, get a stretch coming through the inner thigh. We're gonna slide the hands down to the floor, kick the hips back behind you. We're going to walk the hands forward until we're in a plank with the feet wide. Push up. Walk the hands back. And repeat. One push up every time. Walk back in every time until we get to 5. That's 3. 2 more. That's 4. One more push-up. Bring the knees together. Toes out. Sitting nice and tall. Grab the outside of your right leg with your left hand. Pull and twist. Just to get some spine rotation. Back to center. Switch to the other side. First side again. Pull on the leg to allow yourself to twist a little bit more than you could if you weren't pulling. Other side. One more per side here. And switch. Good. Come up to a squat position. low squat. Hands go behind. So crab position, we're gonna drive the hips up here. Crab extension, and back down. Just warming up the back side of the body, glutes, hamstrings, spine extensors. This is 3, 2 more, and then we'll head into our last warm-up exercise. 4, 1 more, and 5. Have a seat. Drop the knees off to the left side, 90 degrees in both legs. We're gonna try to keep the torso nice and tall here. We're gonna keep our feet planted. We're gonna pivot around to the opposite side. So we're facing to the right now. We're gonna keep going back and forth a few times. Keep the chest up tall. If you're falling backwards, place your hands on the floor. But if your hands are down, I want you to really try to stay upright. So force the torso tall. Really challenge the hip mobility. We don't want to just lean out of it, because then you're not going to get the same workout at the hips. If you can, just try one hand. And eventually, hopefully we get to the point where you got the hip mobility to do it with no hands. All right, on our next one, you're either going to keep working on these for a few more repetitions, or we're going to add a hip drive to it. So from here, I'm going to press or lean forward and drive my hips forward. I'm off of my knees and my feet. Sit back down, rotate to the other side, hip drive forward. We'll do 2 more per side, and then we'll be warmed up. Keep the chest tall. 1 more per side. Last one. All right, very good. Okay, workout time. So we have 5 rounds. Each round is going to be 5 minutes. We have, well, two specific exercises in each round, and then the third exercise will always be from the same choice list, or the same list of choices. You will choose between 1 of 4 every time you get back to it. So we'll do unique exercise 1, unique exercise 2, and then your choice for number 3. Then we go back to unique 1, unique 2, your choice 3. And we just keep going as many times through as we can until the timer says we've hit 5 minutes. For repetitions, you're always going to do as many reps as you can until you get too tired to continue, you feel your technique or your form is starting to falter, or you get bored, or whatever it might be, or your partner wants the piece of equipment you're using. So maybe that means for the first exercise you're going to do 7 reps, and you get tired, it's time to move on to the next exercise. Maybe the next one, you don't have a weight that's really very accommodating to challenge you, so you get up to 15 reps. If you hit 15 reps on any exercise, that's when I want you to stop. So even if you're not tired, we're not going to do more than 15, because we want to make sure we're cycling through all 3. When we get to the choice exercise, that will always be 5 reps. No more, no less, always 5 reps, and then you go back to the unique exercise. At the end of the 5 minutes, we will have a 1.5 minute rest, so a lot of break. We always have more rest in our heavy weights day. That'll give me a chance to explain the next round to you, the next exercises, and you can get some water, you get some recovery before we go heavy again. All right, because it's heavy weights, the exercises are chosen specifically that we can do fairly heavy weights with them. Mechanically or biomechanically, they're set up so we can grab heavier kettlebells, heavier dumbbells. If you don't have heavier kettlebells or dumbbells, that's fine. You can still participate, do the same exercises. Maybe you'll be doing more the 10, 12, 15 rep range. If you have really heavy weights only, you might be working in the 5, 6, 7, 8 rep range. And that's where we're probably not going to be following along together in the video precisely. You only need to remember 3 exercises. So you might go faster than me, you might go slower than me. You might take breaks, I might take breaks. You just need to know those 3 exercises for 5 minutes, and then I'll show you the next 3 when we get back, when we get to the next round. All right, so let me demonstrate our first 3 for you. And again, this can be dumbbells or kettlebells. I'll be using probably kettlebells for the most part today, just because I don't really have dumbbells that are in a good weight range to challenge me on some of these, because we've rented them all out, but I do have decent kettlebells. All right, so our first exercise is going to be deadlifts. Now I can do my deadlifts with just one kettlebell or dumbbell on one side, and I can do them like that, or I could have one heavy one right in the middle, or I could have one in each hand. So lots of options on the deadlifts. Here's what we're looking for. Shoulders back, chest up. The weights go straight down, my hips go back, and my shoulders dive forward, and I drive back up. It's a very hip-dominant movement, so my hips go way back, my hips come forward. My knees are soft, they're not locked out, but they're not bending like a squat. So my hips don't go up and down in space, my hips go forward and back in space. Most importantly, spine position. Make sure you're not rounding or hyperextending, but we want to keep it as neutral as possible. Second exercise is going to be a split squat or a knee get up. You can do these with holding to your 2 weights, just as you do with your deadlift, or go to a single weight, maybe hold it up in a goblet position, one leg back, and you will either do split squats until that leg gets tired, and then switch and do ideally the same rep range on the other leg, or you can do knee get-ups. Knee down to the floor, stand, stand. Again, do as many as you want on that side, and then switch to the other side. So deadlifts and split squats or knee get-ups. Those are the 2 exercises you need to remember this round. For the choice exercise, we have one of 4 exercises that we're gonna do every time we get back to it. Either you're gonna do 5 burpees. You can throw the push-up in if you want. 5 reverse crunches. So on our back, arms on the floor, we drive the hips up and then back down. And try to get a little pause if you can. If you have a really heavy weight to act as an anchor behind you, you can have it over top of your head, hold on to that weight, and then you can probably get yourself quite a bit higher because you're anchored down. So those are candle makers, candlesticks, working up to a dragon towards a flag. Those are options number 2. Number 3 is a vertical jump. It's like a squat jump, but we're gonna use explosive power. We did these a few videos ago. So squat down, arms back, explode up, catch and reset, and then repeat. Focusing on exploding and getting as high as we can off the ground. So 5 vertical jumps, and the 4th option is 5 push-ups. Just a standard push-up. So when you get to the choice, you choose burpees, reverse crunch, vertical jump, or push-up. I know it sounds like a lot of options, guys, but options are good, and after the first round, you'll have a good hang of it. All right, it's 1:15. We should probably get going. So grab your weights. Again, your first 2 exercises, deadlifts, single or double weight, and then split squats or knee get-ups. Max of 15 reps on everything. You move on when you need to. I have 2 different weighted kettlebells, which just means I'm going to switch sides of which side has the heavier bell when I come back to them. Deadlifts are first. Take your time on these. Form is most important when you're manipulating a lot of external load. So there should be no pain. Pay attention to the low back. And if you only have one weight, you can hold it in the middle or off to the side. If you get all the way up to 15 reps, when you get back to that exercise, try to go heavier if you have the option. All right, I'm gonna switch to split squats. So I'm gonna get one weight up high, goblet position, split position. Here we go. Try to do as many reps on the second side as the first. I'm going to switch at 10. After your split squats, then you choose burpees, reverse crunch, vertical jump, or push-ups. That's up to you. And then back to deadlift. I think that's the same on both. I'm going to go into vertical jumps. Arms go back as I go down. Use the momentum to propel yourself forward. All right, back to deadlifts. I'm going to switch the hand that has the heavy weight. If your weights are off to the side, you want your feet hip width apart and not wider. Otherwise, the weights will get in the way of the legs. Or the legs will get in the way of the weights, I suppose. Probably getting through 2 to 3 sets only. I'm gonna get through 2. You might get through 3 if you're doing lower reps. All right. The other option was the knee get-ups. I'll show those. Knee down, stand up, stand up. Maybe limit yourself to 8 of these per side, because that'll be about 15 reps total. And then choice exercise after this. Look at that, 4 minutes down already. I'm gonna go through push-ups. All right, back to deadlift. $20 seconds to go. Come on down. Okay, so that's round 1 done. We get 90-second rest. Get some water. Enjoy the recovery. I'll go through our exercises for round 2. So we have bent over rows. Again, you can either do bilateral or single weight. So if you have single, grab it in one hand. We're gonna hinge over just like that deadlift position. And you're gonna row. If you have like a table or a couch nearby,
feel free to put your hand on the couch or the table, and you have a third point of contact for stability, and that'll be less work on the core as well. And you can do one side then the other. If you got two weights, just bent over, row them both at the same time. Again, max of 15 reps. Our second exercise, nice and simple, is just a squat. You can goblet squat, hold it. You can hold it by your, in the middle, by the sides, depending where your feet are. You can rack position it and do squats from there. That's probably gonna be my go-to. After the squats, it's your choice. Burpees, reverse crunch, vertical jump, or push-ups. All right, we're starting with bent over rows. Here we go. 5 minutes of work. The slower you go, the more you hold the weight at the top of the movement, the more work you get. So adjust your timing based on the weight you have. I'm just gonna switch at 8 so I can move on to the next one and get that one demonstrated a bit sooner. On the rows, think of pulling your elbow into your back pockets. Try not to hike the shoulder up to the ear. All right, so that's our rows. Next we got squats. I'm gonna do unilateral. I'm gonna rack up on one side, and then the next set, I will rack on the other side. Standard squats, you choose your depth, whatever you're capable of. Get the knees out, chest up. I'm gonna stop at 8 on these as well. All right, choice exercise. I'll do those reverse crunches. I haven't done those yet. Arms on the floor. Those can help push you up. Notice if your legs are way back overhead like this, it's a lot easier. If your legs are straight up over the hips, it's a lot tougher. So find the position that works for you. That's 5. All right, bent over rows. Again, if you have a couch or a counter, you can support yourself with your other arm. Okay, I'm squatting with the bell on the opposite arm this time. Hope you're going at your own pace. Challenge you to do vertical jumps after your squats. That's 8. That's tougher on the shoulder. Woo. I'm gonna take my own challenge. One minute to go. All right. Bent over rows. Whew. Round 3. I'm going to use this other kettlebell to help support me here. Just show these from the side. Nice long spine. Other side. All right, I'm just gonna finish up my rows, but that's our round. All right, whew. Grab some water. I'm gonna towel off here. Always lots of sweat on these heavy days. Even though we're not moving very fast, we're doing very big movements. So it requires a lot of energy. All right, what's next? Round 3. Woo! Speaking of not a lot of movement, we got some swings. So, kettlebell is typical, but you can do this with a dumbbell. Just grab one head of the dumbbell or one end, and you can do your swings. Hips go back, hips snap forward, just like the deadlift. Knees are soft, just like the deadlift. And all the power comes from back there. Max the 15 reps. And then we're gonna go into a push press or shoulder press depending on your weight load. So if your weight is light enough and you can do a strict press, great. Just do standard shoulder press. If you got heavier weights, use your legs to spring up and give a little bit of momentum and do a push press with your heavier weight. All right, kettlebell swings, here we go. Lots of variations on these, so if you've learned these a different way, do what's comfortable for you. Shouldn't be any pain though. $13, $14. I'm gonna stop at 15. That's the top number. All right, push press. I'm gonna start with my weak side, my left side, because I know that'll be my limiting factor on reps. So we'll see what I can do on my left, and I'll repeat that on the right. If you want to do max reps on both and have different weight or rep ranges, that's fine. First round, I'm going to keep it strict. Once I feel I can't do 5 strict ones anymore, then the next round, I'll go into the push press. Or that round, we'll see. Again, these can be with dumbbells. All these exercises. Do not discriminate between kettlebells and dumbbells. They'll just look a little different. Dumbbell press, on the other hand, unless you're doing an Arnold press, then it will look more like this. All right. Choice exercise. I'm not going to do push-ups because that is lots of this shoulder work. I'll do burpees without the push-up. All right, back to swings. I'm gonna go heavier here. You're gonna start seeing me taking a little more rest in between exercises. You do not have to. under 2 minutes to go. Ooh, the heavy breathing's in now. Sorry about that. I gotta tell you, it feels really good. Start getting some strength back and some capacity back after a long time of inconsistent fitness, which is never good for a trainer. Choice exercise you choose. Less than 30 to go. Swings again. Water time. Round 3 over. We got 2 rounds to go. What do we got? Ooh, lots of squat variations today. All right. Next round, we got drop squats, which is often body weight based. We're gonna spice it up with some weight.
Close my eyes.
We can go heavy here. So, grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell. Start with the feet standing and together. We're gonna drop down to a squat. When we come back up, we're gonna catch it in the goblet position. Back down, back up, down, up. The exercise following that will be a pullover. Most likely a bit lighter weight than a lot of the other exercises you've been doing so far, but I'll show you what to do if you only have the heavy weight. So on our back, you can also be on an exercise ball if you prefer, or a Bosu ball, Adam, if you're out there. Pullovers, bring the weight back, and then back over. We've done these before. The longer the elbow, the harder the exercise. If you have a really heavy weight, bend the elbows, it'll be more like a skull crusher. And that'll be your other option. All right, drop squats. Here we go, guys. Ooh, that's heavier than I was expecting. Let's go over here. Okay. So up and tall, and then down and squat.
Wanna close my eyes.
Do 12, that's 11, 12. Pullovers on your back or on your ball. If you have a kettlebell, you probably want to grab the kettlebell upside down. We're focusing on the triceps and the lats with this exercise. Just keep the back flat. Don't let the rib cage get pulled up off the floor. Stop just before the weight touches the ground. And bend the elbows more if you need. That'll be more tricep, a little less lat work. Whew. That's about it for that weight. Okay. Choice exercises next. I'm gonna go back to push-ups. Whew. I mean, even alternative to these as well. If you want something a bit funkier, we'll do a Kong press. Same start, same movement, but instead of catching here, we flip it straight up in the air, almost like a snatch. So flip the kettlebell upside down. You can't see that in the video right now. Hopefully you get the idea. Or do the first variation I showed. Use the legs to power up. It's 11 and 12. Okay, I'm gonna go a bit lighter on those pullovers. Every time we come back to this heavyweight workout, I always feel nostalgic about my 16 kilogram blue kettlebell.
Right, and worried like even talking.
Someone out there has it.
The most in myself and in my thoughts that I've been so
Pullovers. If you're looking for maybe your first kettlebell, or maybe to expand what you have, maybe you have only lighter ones or only heavier ones, White Lion Athletics is getting a shipment of kettlebells arriving early this coming week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably by Wednesday everything will be up on the site. Feel free to go on there and grab them before they go, because they are not going to last long. Most of them have been pre-ordered already, but we do have a few left. All right. Okay, choice exercise. I'm going to stick with push-ups. There's a lot of legs in this workout. Drop squats.
the most
Less than a minute to go.
myself and in my thoughts that I've been so far.
I'm gonna stop at 10. Just get another set of pullovers in. Overhand grip. And I'm just gonna hold it back here, because I know there's not a lot of time. That's it. All right, 90-second rest. We got one more round. Ooh, it's our get up round.
Right now I know that.
Hey Adam. Did you try that Bosu ball out? Okay. Half get-ups. So we're not gonna do a full Turkish, we're gonna do a half Turkish get-up. And it's the only exercise in the whole round. So, if you're not used to these, start lighter, please. And if you want to try these for a while with no weight at all, just body weight, then that's a good place to start. So, kettlebell, arm is straight up to the ceiling. Same side leg is bent, flat on the floor. The opposite side, so my left arm and leg are flat out 45 degrees. I'm going to drive through my heel of the right leg, pressing up to the left elbow, up to the left hand. Drive the hips up nice and high, and that's it. Come back down, sit, down to the elbow, reset to the floor, and repeat. As many as you want on the one side, then the other, and then do your choice exercise, and then right back to these for 5 minutes, guys. I'm gonna talk you through these a bit slower for the first couple. If you know them already, don't wait for me, you keep going. All right, so kettlebell straight up to the ceiling. Same side leg is planted and bent, other side flat on the floor. Drive through your bent leg heel to roll yourself up to your opposite elbow. Go up to that hand. Drive through all three not all 3 feet, both feet in your hand till your hips are up. Sit back down, down to the elbow, roll to your back. The idea is that the arm with the kettlebell never bends, never drops. And that can be a dumbbell. It doesn't have to be a kettlebell. Drive to the heel to allow yourself to rotate, up to the hand, drive up. If you want to do a full Turkish get up, go for it. But my plan was to do a bit more core work in this on this station, so we're only doing the half. All right, I'm going to switch up to the other side. That shoulder's tired. So switch sides. Opposite side is flat on the floor, 45 degrees out. I'm going to drive through my left heel, rolling up to my right elbow, up to my right hand. Drive the hips up, back down, right elbow down, and roll out. Your right leg, you might want to make sure it stays out to the side. That distance between both legs gives you a bit more drive and stability than if your legs are close together. I might look a little more wobbly on this side. I've got an old shoulder injury from playing with my roommate's dog. And a little less stable on that left shoulder. But just means I go slower. All right. Choice exercise. I'm gonna do vertical jumps before I get back to those half get-ups. One more. All right. Back to the get-ups. Oh, I did the full thing. Ignore me. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Supposed to stop halfway. Just there. One more. All right. Other side. Woo. Hips up, the knee of the bent leg, try not to let it crash over to the opposite side of the body. You want to try to keep that knee up in a nice strong position at all times. This is another exercise where you're going to find dozens of ways to teach it, dozens of ways to perform it. There are more right ways to do it than wrong ways. All right, what do we got here? I'm gonna do burpees, 5 burpees. All right, we got 10 seconds. By the time I get on the floor, it'll be done. You keep going if you're working. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. All right. Great work, everybody. That was some heavy work. You got through it. All right, grab some water. We're gonna go through a couple stretches, guys. Just gonna show something here for my number one fan out there, Adam. So Adam, if you're on the Bosu ball, you can have your, if you go a little bit lower down on the Bosu ball, so your head can still rest on it. I don't know if you were maybe up here and you were supporting your head in the air. That's gonna create a lot of that stiffness you're talking about. So if you can get a little bit further down, where it's still across the shoulder blades, but also head supported, then that might help with the neck. If it doesn't, then just ditch the Bosu ball. All right. Okay guys, let's stretch it out. What'd you feel you worked? Let's do hamstrings today. We've probably got a decent amount of hamstring work in between the swings and the deadlifts. Let's do a supine hamstring stretch. So I want you to lie down on your back. Left leg flat on the floor. Right leg, draw the knee into the chest. Then you're gonna grab the calf and try to straighten the knee as much as you can, but keeping your knee close to your chest. So don't let the knee come back up here. This is our traditional hamstring stretch. Nothing wrong with it, but I want you to stretch a bit more into the hamstring muscle belly by pulling the knee into the chest first and actually stretching with a bent knee. Unless you're like super flexible and your whole leg is straight up over your head, most of us will have a bent knee in this stretch, but you'll feel the hamstring stretching as opposed to like a large stretch right at the back of the knee, which you'll probably feel if you do a straight knee. Again, not right or wrong. Just like the Turkish get-ups, different ways. They'll get you slightly different benefits. The variety is wonderful for the body. All right, drop that leg. Right leg is flat. Pull the left knee to the chest. Grab the calf and start to straighten out. Hey Adam, if you're still here stretching with me, maybe just put a little comment there in the chat about the balance between music and my voice. It's only the second workout I've done with this new system. I think the audio is clearer. But if you could let me know if I need to turn up my voice or down my voice or volume on the music up or down, that would be awesome. And if you don't reply, then I know you're skipping out on stretching. All right, come back up. We're gonna go to a butterfly stretch. So seated, feet together, and drive the knees down towards the floor. That should put a stretch to the inner thighs. Whew. It's a nice way to finish the week, lifting some heavy weights like that. You guys are on your own for 2 days. I won't be back in until Monday. So maybe check out some of the archived videos that you haven't done before. Let's straighten out the left leg, cross the right leg over, pull the knee to the chest. This will get into the glutes. Lots of squatting today, so this will be a good muscle to stretch. Apparently it's going to be some pretty nice weather out there, so I hope you guys enjoy the Winnipeg spring. Let's switch over to the other side. Not to get our hopes up or to disappoint anybody, but I got word today that apparently the government is saying maybe about 4 weeks, and then gyms will be able to start opening to a certain extent, whatever that means. So it looks like we might be in at least another 4 weeks of this. For those that want to know timelines, whether that's optimistic or devastating based on what you were hoping for. That's actually a little sooner than I was expecting, so we'll see if it remains true to be. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. If I don't, well, I won't see you. I don't see anybody anymore. So have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye.